Hi, I'm Kyler Emerson, the editor-in-chief of The Runner, and this is what you can expect from our latest issue.
For this issue review, I wrote a story about the Vancouver Pride Parade returning this year with the theme Together Again. After 2 years off the streets due to pandemic restrictions and the importance of coming together again. Pride not only celebrates people's individuality and accomplishments, but it also commemorates years of struggle for civil rights and the ongoing human rights issues the community still faces today. The Vancouver Pride Society are offering in-person and virtual activities throughout July for flexibility. Other organizations that are participating in the parade are KPU, Share Vancouver, and Community. The story touches on the history of Pride in the United States and Canada, legal victories throughout the decades in Canada, such as the criminalization of conversion therapy recently, and what work still needs to be done in providing more support to the SLGBTQ+ community. For this story, I interviewed VPS Interim Executive Director Lee Kipple about why the theme is Together Again this year and why it's important to celebrate Pride. I also talked to Romy Kozak, the director of KPU's President's Diversity and Equity Committee, about what the Pride Advocacy Group does for KPU students year-round, how the university will be involved in the parade, and why it's important for universities to participate in events like the Pride Parade. Founder of Share Vancouver, Alex Singa shares the challenges and pressures for the queer South Asian community, and Michael Robosch, Communications and Development Manager at Community, discusses why Pride is important, especially in smaller communities, and the need for governments to provide more funding for queer organizations.
Hi guys, one of the articles I worked on for this issue is a news piece on access to abortion in British Columbia. And for this piece, I spoke to Michelle Fortin, who is the executive director of Options for Sexual Health, and Joyce Arthur, who is the executive director of Abortion Rights Coalition of Canada. So abortion has only been legal in Canada for 3 decades, and while it remains legal, there are still many obstacles a person has to face in order to access one. And Michelle Fortin says in British Columbia and the rest of Canada, the access to an abortion gets more difficult once a person leaves the urban areas. So in British Columbia, a person has access to 2 types of abortion: the medical abortion, which is also known as the abortion pill, and BC residents have it covered for them under pharmacare, and they can access it for free with a prescription from a nurse practitioner or a doctor. And there's also the surgical abortion, which is covered under the MSP, which is a medical services plan, and it can be accessed at hospitals and abortion clinics. So according to the government of British Columbia's health page, a person seeking an abortion does not need a referral from a doctor or parental consent, and they can access one in Cranbrook, Kelowna, Nanaimo, Nelson, Vancouver, and Victoria.
This culture article was run by Abby Luciano. KPU's Brewery and Brewing Operations Program and Russell Brewing collaborated to produce a beer to celebrate the life and legacy of John Mitchell, the founder of Canada's first craft brewery, which happened to be in British Columbia. KPU students, alumni, and instructors brewed the John Mitchell Signature Cascadian Dark Ale beer at Russell Brewing on June 8th. Mark McBride, Research and Development Brewer at Russell Brewing and a graduate of the brewing program at KPU, took inspiration from 2 of Mitchell's original recipes to design the beer, as he wanted to make a beer that would please as many people as possible. Proceeds from the beer will go to the John Mitchell Legacy Endowed Scholarship, which gives $1,000 to a KPU brewing student. The beer is available at Russell Brewing in Surrey, or can be searched online at johnmitchell.beer to see where other breweries and liquor stores have it. In this opinion article, Austin Kelly discusses his thoughts on the 3 Surrey mayoral candidates: Ginny Sims, Brenda Locke, and Doug McCallum. McCallum was first elected to council in 1993 and first elected mayor in 1996, before his defeat in 2005. While he's in favor of the SkyTrain extension to Langley and creating a new municipal police force, Austin argues McCallum is controversial, as he tried to ban residents from city council meetings and wasted taxpayers' money on a legal challenge against Uber. Austin expresses how it isn't 1993 anymore and doesn't want a mayor who seems stuck in the past. Locke is a former MLA and current city councilor. While she agrees with the SkyTrain to Langley, Austin explains how her biggest challenge will be explaining to people why they should trust her campaign promises after she backed out of her commitment to create a municipal police force. Ginny Sims has been president of the BC Teachers Federation and was elected MP with the NDP in 2011. Sims is running with a new slate called Surrey Forward, a progressive slate that shares values regardless of political party. While she's a great public speaker, Austin shares he doesn't know how to feel about Sims yet, as she has not released a policy.
For the Culture Envy column included in this issue, I sat down with Nick Ubles of the Sylvia Platters. Nick and Tim Ubles, Stephen Carl O'Shea, and Alex Kirk Murchison make up the four-piece jangle pop indie band who released an EP on June 24th called Youth Without Virtue. As the name implies, the EP delves into the pressures of various forms of virtue, in their case mainly the evangelical church, and the disillusionment felt by young people who are losing their faith or leaving their faith behind. A line from the title track reads, "Every benediction is a chord without conviction," which sums up the feeling of fulfilling a role that no longer resonates with you. Their EP release show was on June 25th at Redgate on Main Street, and they will be playing shows out of town for the next little bit. But they will be coming back home to Vancouver, and when they do, you should go see a show. In the meantime, Youth Without Virtue is out and available to stream. Log on to Bandcamp, Spotify, wherever you get your tunes, and give it a listen. Support a local band.